Hey my friend, I am extremely glad to host you today in one of our new DevOps International Certification Academy's video trainings. Today's subject is an amazing subject which is about how do you ensure your DevOps information security. In many organizations, most of the engineers do not pay attention to the information security, and yet the cost of not giving much attention to information security is too high, especially when the problems about information security hits you and your engineering team in the late stage of software engineering. And therefore, it's quite important that you and your DevOps team adopts information security as part of you and your team's daily job. And therefore today we decided to prepare this amazing video lesson with you, and we are going to cover all details you need to know how you basically embed information security into the DNA of your DevOps team. Without further ado, let's get started. So in most organizations, information security concerns are one of the most frequent objections against DevOps adoption. And yet, DevOps methodology is one of the best techniques to deliver world's most secure systems. In many organizations, perhaps in your organization too, the ratio of information security specialists over entire software engineering team is 1/100. In other words, in a software engineering team with 100 people, you usually find only one single information security specialist. This results in long lead times to get any software security related problem resolved, delays of software deliveries, and even worse, suboptimal level of information security for your clients. If you have learned one single thing from your software delivery experience, this must be that showstoppers at the end of projects are really bad, but showstoppers related to security issues are even worse. Therefore, every single member of your DevOps team should embrace information security part of daily engineering work rather than a checkbox ticked or sometimes unticked in the end of your projects. Involves information security specialists in early stages of software engineering lifecycle or so-called software engineering process. In order to ensure any information security issue does not become a showstopper and bottleneck just before your software deployment, involve information security specialists in early stages of your software engineering process. You invite them to demonstrations, early planning and review sessions so they get a feeling about business your software is associated with. In this way, they can better judge potential information security risks and issues, so they support your DevOps team to define information security and compliance goals that must be handled during the course of your engineering process. So here you see the difference between a traditional information security application to the projects compared to the DevOps. So in many projects your team basically does whatever they have to build, and then in the end a software security specialist or a team of software security specialists come and join and then look whether you have any issues in your engineering. And yet in DevOps the situation is completely different. Instead, getting advice or approval from software engineering or software security specialists in the very end of your projects, you involve them in the very early stages of your product or software or service, so they give you some tips, hints, or even remarks how you should build a secure application for your entire team or for your entire business. Therefore, you define even your security tasks and your goals in your product backlog, and then you basically process and consume them accordingly in order to develop best possible security in your applications. Information security is again becoming the part of your daily work. So we mentioned that you're already putting them in your product backlog and then later to your sprint backlogs. So this means that they are becoming now part of our daily work. You and your DevOps team need to track security features as well as security incidents with your standard task planning and incident management tools instead of dumping them to compliance management tools which your DevOps team doesn't pay much attention to. Whenever there is an information security related issue in your software architecture, design or running systems, educate your DevOps team about these issues. Make them comprehend root causes of these problems and how they should think and approach similar situations in the future in order not to recreate similar issues. In terms of information security, tactical approach of your DevOps team should be to prevent security mistakes from being repeated. So this is very critical. You should make sure that you take every measure possible so that your team doesn't recreate the issues that have been created already in the past. To integrate security objectives into project goals, planning and tracking tools, as I mentioned before, they must be part of your product backlog and sprint planning backlogs. And to make security tests part of your automated tests in your deployment pipeline. Again, as I mentioned before, security is no longer outsourced tasks to the security specialist. Even you must have automated test cases to do required security checks in your application. You define reusable self-service tools and software libraries which combine information security best practices of your organization after making comprehensive information security analysis from all angles of certain product and service features. And you educate and trust DevOps developers and DevOps operations engineers whose core competence are not necessarily information security. So these are basically some guidance, some underlying principles how you basically embed software, how you basically embed information security to your DevOps software engineering teams. Now some hands-on tips and remarks that you should pay attention to. So you build secure libraries, procedures, blueprints, and architectures and designs for your software. By building such reusable assets, your DevOps team should standardize information security aspects of software in various critical dimensions such as communication and data transfer between clients and software, data storage, secure environments, operating systems, databases, and configurations of third-party tools, components, and other interfaces to avoid vulnerabilities. Password storage, handling of forgotten passwords, handling the logging of sensitive client information, avoiding cross-site scripting, also so-called XSS, SQL injections, other information security vulnerabilities specific to your business and legislation ecosystem your business operates in. So here the idea is, instead of making every project and service or product team to reinvent the bell, you generate all these reusable assets and blueprints and some reusable libraries, procedures, architectures and designs so that your teams must not reinvent the wheel for every single project and they rely on already approved systems and standardized procedures of your organization. And recommended techniques for information security with DevOps methodology. Again, these are some bullet points, some ballpark methodologies that you must implement in DevOps procedure. So first of these procedures is static analysis, code analysis to identify backdoors and security vulnerabilities. Second one is dynamic analysis, backdoor and vulnerability analysis while your systems are running. Continuous monitoring and analysis of CPU, RAM, network I/O and disk I/O operations in non-production as well as production environments. Dependency analysis, static and dynamic analysis for external tools and dependencies which contain source code you cannot control. When your organization uses third-party tools, libraries or services, you also inherit their information security issues naturally, right? Don't forget to review open security incidents of third-party components and vendors' track record of how quickly they rectify such issues. Security for source code access. Your DevOps team should use public infrastructure where everyone should possess one public key and one private key. In this way, all check-ins and checkouts and reads from your code repository are authorized, monitored, and all changes are signed by respective performers. Integrate security monitoring, also so-called telemetry, in your environments to check system usage details to identify security breaches. These breaches are usually indicated by excessive number of some critical user-generated events such as failed login attempts, number of password recovery requests, and purchase transactions from same user with various different credit cards and so on. So here is one indication with one real example. Let's say all of a sudden, if you have thousands of failed transactions in your database in a few minutes, this means that your system is under attack with brute force of credit card numbers, and therefore you must basically make necessary measures to avoid the source of this transactions, and you again clean up all this broken transactions and the failed data from your system. It's again quite important you integrate such telemetry in your use case, and the only way to do this is, as I said to you in the very beginning, to integrate information security into the DNA of your DevOps team, rather than outsourcing information security to some external experts and then expecting their approvals wouldn't help you to build such a elaborate system which will help your organization to create this amazing telemetry features. So you should embed them. You should embed this idea, this philosophy, and these underlying philosophy principles into your DevOps team. So in conclusion, in this video, we have provided you some recommendations about DevOps way of information security. Information security by itself is an art and science, so the approach articulated in this video doesn't meant to make you an information security expert, but we intended to explain you how DevOps software development and delivery methodology approaches information security. It's evident that DevOps empowers and very well integrates information security and compliance goals of your organization to the daily work of DevOps engineers by making information security everyone's job in your organizations. In the world's most dynamic companies have already proven that this is a safe way to securely serve your clients. So today I tried to cover for you how do you ensure your DevOps information security. And the next lesson will be about DevOps feedback, and we are going to discuss how you should enable your DevOps feedback. This is again, we explained you in the very beginning of our lessons. DevOps is all about deploying constant feedbacks where your team basically alerted or informed for everything going on in your non-production and production environments. And in the next lesson, we are going to cover how you should enable this feedback into your entire deployment pipeline. It will be again a great lesson that we are going to provide. Please make sure that you keep on educating yourself DevOps, because DevOps is becoming a very critical subject for the all entire DevOps and IT groups. Let me show you some credentials today. So here is a list of companies. It's a very huge list. Here in this list you see thousands of companies that we don't even update anymore, and all these companies are early adopters of DevOps software development and delivery framework. And the best proof that the DevOps will be the next version of agility, next version of Scrum, is the big organizations such as Google, Amazon, Netflix, Spotify, Etsy, SAP, all these major vendors, including Salesforce.com, have been already adopted as their core software engineering and delivery framework. This which means that DevOps will be soon everywhere. Therefore, we strongly advise you to keep on developing your skills in DevOps methodology. And as you see, International DevOps Certification Academy have been partnered already with thousands of companies and hundreds of thousands of professionals worldwide, and we have been helping them to improve their skills on their exciting DevOps journey. And from our web portal, you can already see all about our credentials. As you see, there are again hundreds of testimonials here written by our former students, and they have enjoyed quite a lot about our programs. The registration of our programs are quite straightforward. Let me briefly explain you. There is a chart over this page. Let me find this out to quickly explain you. So the process basically contains 4 steps. So you register online for your DevOps certification, and then in the step 2, we provide you exam access code instantly online, and then step 3, you do your online examination anywhere and anytime around the world from your own equipment, and then you get your DevOps certification. And at the moment, we have an amazing offer going on. If you come to the registration page, and then if you click the best discount for your 5 official DevOps certification program, the page will enable you to create your own bundle of amazing DevOps certifications. So you choose 5 programs. Let's say now I want to choose, let's say, DevOps Executive, and then DevOps Project Manager program, and then DevOps Product Owner, and then DevOps Release Manager, and then DevOps Trainer. And then let's see what happened. The total list price of all these programs that I've chosen is almost $1,000. And yet this page enables me to get about $500 discount, and then my discounted price will be $497. And for only $497, now I am eligible to get these 5 amazing programs. And then once you register these 5 programs, you get your free bonus. 1. Hard copy of your DevOps training book, DevOps Revealed, delivered to your address, including free shipment. And then DevOps free bonus 2, lifetime membership of the Inner Circle. The Inner Circle enables you to join our monthly live video conferences. In these live sessions, you can get lifetime free consultancy about DevOps, Scrum, Agile project management, and everything else you want to discuss about software engineering. Free bonus number 3, lifetime access to DevOps video training and all feature updates. And free bonus number 4, lifetime access to DevOps training portal and all feature updates. And free bonus number 5, lifetime access to DevOps Revealed book and all feature updates. It's quite great programs and great amazing free bonuses if you get started today. As you see, the offer is very limited. We are going to take this page offline very soon. Therefore, we strongly advise you to take action as soon as you can. Please make sure you enter your address information accurately. Therefore, we ship your DevOps Revealed hard copy to the correct address. And thank you very much for listening today. I wish you a great day. Take care and bye-bye.